bono building and construction kusobwagachi abwasiba kwegeria obwagachi bw'ekinyumba naboigo ebiwanda ao kurobare ekose ya version design garment na dressmaking guse obusoni bw'ekyanga n'ebintu ao abu ase bali na mbeyemo asugutwara kimoshen echekerero n'ebindi binge nkwegeria bale amangana a beauty and hairdressing aigon kwegeria bale igoria pedicure manicure barbering braiding plating na yende amange ICT aigano institute ye ebwatachi computer n'ebintu ebinge by'okwegeria ICT gwetania skuru ende yonse era sorogongoro iga
asamali tankuru kwa alpatu maliba mwalimu monne Getembe Technical Training Institute serikali yakolire bya sana sogotwa institute ni wecha saya asengencho etagete komenta ochusi ase abana bali bakole skuru ase isemi cyobufundi nabo boliri moleta abana wachese skuru linde banyore system cyobufundi byamo
boigon kwegeria bale electrical engineering power option boigon neroro asaba kwegeria igorie chinguru cyomorero bwestima na kubeka chinguru ekyo ase emeche n'eki company ao secretarial na plumbing katiye chindi chinyingi munabono social work human resource management na nigo bakora chikosi echi ase ebiringo bya arts and short courses certificate na diploma nigo ebwate aborokia babwate obumanyi bw'ebirengo bikoromono mbayitiri ne wizarega megeria yega nabo ondebwensi akwegerigwa inchobono utari kubwate kegori utari kubwate n'umumurore usino mweseke Getembe Technical Training Institute nike kutoka kilomita eyamoyoka kurasomochi omogwawa asepare nene yilami yakoro ikonge kogenda chebera
inche Kennedy Mongare Ngaga, a Dean of Student, Getembe Training Institute. Iga karokwaretro mwana wa Getembe security gere guarantee. At present, abana tuwate 600 in all the departments togosa. Na yonyolire koleto mwana atuare skills tokonye Kenya.
Asamange bakiresimi ase namba 0713985300 Getembe Technical Training Institute, skills for self-reliance.
Wancho murigereria anonsia sore werire buya inyoranga ne rituko ria bene rituko ria alamisi chitariki 15 rituko obochori bugendete asenseri ya Uganda yo gutuka se orugongo rwa Africa ya mocha karibu sana tunyare gusanga ayo agendete wataka imense ya Kenya na boigo nonye kurwa isiko yense ya Kenya sinchira ere eyo bwenge kigima kurukwa Matildah Obaigwa nere Veninyabuke ase umunwa bwebimanyiriro na nekira tochaka kurwa se serikali nene umuske William Ruto murai wense ya Kenya nigobono anyarire gukwanira ogusira wechisemi ose serikali gusira chisemi aiga asense ya Kenya nigatebire serikali kwimukia gitambukiro yukolika ose inse oburai bwaye niganyarire koba gakweneke buna abari mu gwetania abari mu gwikira chiribu emyemo banyarire koliko nabo igo chibesa chiri chigoso ase skuru chanyare komento ase kerengo eligo kinia chisemi ime yensi.
Must make sure that every child in Kenya has an opportunity to learn. Countries like Korea, countries like Singapore, countries like Malaysia, they invested heavily in education. And that is the reason why in the last 3 years, we have increased the budget for education from 500 billion shillings to 702 billion shillings this year. It is the reason why we have built an extra 23,000 classrooms, because education is important. It is the reason why we have hired 100,000 teachers, because education is important. It is the reason why we have a new student-centered funding model for our universities and our TVETs, because the education of the young people of the Republic of Kenya is important. And it is the reason why, going forward, we're going to put more money in STEM subjects, in science, in research, in technology, because we need the human capital that is going to move Kenya from a third world country to a first world country. Nyinyi mnanielewa? That is what we are going to do. When I said we have hired 100,000 teachers, people think it is a joke. Go ask the fellows of KEPSA. Go ask the fellows of NAT. Go ask the fellows of KUPPET. We have hired 100,000 teachers. And we have invested heavily in education, because education equalizes the children of Kenya. The children of the rich, the children of the poor become equal when they have access to education. And I have asked people who have no ideas of what we are doing not to bring small politics and propaganda into our education system. We have made sure that this year, going forward, capitation is going to be in school before our children arrive in school, so that there is no gaps in the teaching of our children.
Na chinga kiechecho murae wense kagusanga na basae kurwase kaunti eri ya Makueni, kaunti ya Machakos na boigweri ya Kitui kurwa asegeti kia Machakos Stadium ni gobono anyarire kwera buna ensi ya Kenya teri guchukugwa buna abange bairire gose abange bakagirete buna serikali iga nigereire ensi ya Kenya koirana magiga nigo boiga tebire kisaso abisi amwana na mwange aonchorere anamuno asense meri ya uchumi ikiwe koirira ensi ya Kenya kororekana gokoria bia aiga ase orugongo orwa Afrika.
Mtu asiwaambie ya kwamba hii Kenya itarudi nyuma. Mtu asiwauzie story ya Kenya that is a failed state. The failed state is in their heads, is in their failed heads. Kenya is going forward. And I want to tell you, the challenge we have had as a nation, shida tumekuwa nayo kama taifa, sio shida ya vijana, sio shida ya wananchi, sio shida ya pesa, ni shida ya uongozi. That is the challenge we've had. Leaders. Viongozi wengi hawana habari. I say this without fear of any contradiction. The challenge we have had is a challenge of leadership. Mtu tu anataka kupigiwa makofi morning evening, anaimbiwa na wamama morning evening, na hakuna kitu anafanya. When I came into office, the economy was doing badly. Inflation was at 9.6%. Our dollar exchange rate was close to 165. Kenya was set by all that it was going to default in its international financial obligation. But we provided leadership. Today, there is a world of a difference in the economy of Kenya of 2026 and the economy of Kenya of 2022. Today, inflation has come down from 9.6% to 4.5%. Our dollar reserves have grown from 7 billion to 12.3 billion, the highest in the history of Kenya. Today, I have told you, the dollar exchange rate, which was at 165, today is at 129 and coming down. Today, Kenya has grown its economy. We have overtaken Angola.
Mwanzo murira gotigana nayo kuiranira ikiamwa kirigia ODM nigo igati ya barai ime ikiamwa kibono bagenderete kuigerera ukubwaterana igati ikiamwa kia ODM na boigo kiria kia UDA umugavana wa kaunti ya Busia umuske Paul Otoma na boigo mwakilishi wa bangina kurase kaunti yoyo umuske Catherine Omanyo nigo bono banyare gusanga ebirengere byabo na boigo tabuna kubwaterana ne serikali na kukorairire ikiamwa kia ODM kigendera gukonga ase amatukale bosione kero batebreti bari kurwa ime ya serikali ya broad based.
Tunasema kwamba pia kama hapa Busia tumekubaliana kwamba sisi tutaendelea kuwa kwa broad based, na wale wako hapa tumekubaliana, na pia wamesema tukitoka hapa tutaenda kuzungumza na wabunge wetu, the elected members of parliament, ili tuweze pia kuwaeleza vile tumezungumza hapa in a broad based manner. Kutakuwa na wa ODM, kutakuwa na wa UDA na wale wote ambao wana support kwamba tuendelee kuwa na mazungumzo.
Pia kwa chama kuna watoto werevu, na baba Raila Amolo Odinga alichanua sote pale ODM. Ukiona mtu hakuna mzubao pale, na ndio unaona kila mtu amechemuka na kila mtu anajua na kila mtu ameiva. Na kila mtu anasema baba aliniambia. Mimi pia baba aliniambia. Hii chama haikufi, haififi, haikatiki. Wenye wanataka chama ikatike, hao ndio tutakata wakwende. Na kunanga gap kwa chama. Wakikwenda, tuna replace immediately. Chama kubwa kama ODM hatuwezi leta mchezo na mchanganyiko hapo. So anybody who will be used to destroy, to divide chama, yeye ndiye ataibika. Broad based, hapo ndio baba alikuwa ametuingiza. But pia tu kwa broad based lazima tena tu negotiate. Waongee vizuri na wajipange sawa. Tukiona vile wanasema hakuingiani, tutasema hapa ongezeni ama
Mwancho murigiria na boigo kigambiro kenene aiga sensi ya Kenya kimanyikanite na Court of Appeal anigo kerigetie konyora bona chebi na Ikomi na 5 abaye ime yense Ekeonga ya Judicial Service Commission nigo kigendete gukora ubunenge gusekuba unenge abana chebi na gwetania 30 ase umuroberi oyo abo bonekera Ikomi na 5 abo barachi gosoa ase ribaga ryokoneke buna ebina ebibyabere bigoitinyana ase bigambiro au ime yense ya Kenya.
And that's a great achievement as far as we are concerned, because judges hardly get time to write and share their knowledge.
Judge, I'm sure you, like many other candidates that are waiting to be interviewed, have been following these proceedings online. And one of the issues that has come through in the course of these interviews is that different benches of the Court of Appeal have rendered different decisions in matters that are similar. And I think one that was flagged out is in respect of Section 6 of the Land Control Act, that there is varying opinion as to whether it is fatal if you do not get the consent of the Land Control Board within a period of 6 months. One bench thinks you have to, another bench thinks it is not fatal.
Yes.
Any other area where there has been some conflicting decisions to your knowledge?
Well, in the area that I'm familiar with, that is succession, appeals from High Court to the Court of Appeal, is always the question as to whether the Act makes the decision of the High Court final or whether it is appealable. There's also silence in the Law of Succession Act as to whether, in respect of some of those appeals, there is a right of appeal to.
Na kuwatekana no mubaro munene w'abantu abo basiritie amagima abo ase Chinsa mochiria cha Shakahola eyo gutoka ye county ya Kilifi nigo bono abasaiti bagendete kuruka obusyo bw'ikigambiro ime ye county ya Mombasa ekira bono oboene bw'echinka o bugenderete kurigigwa aya kuwatekana no murandia bw'obututukano Pastor Paul Mackenzie oyo irerete gose onyarete kora abantu gochase abange babo banyarete gusiria amagema abo nabo igo abande bagatwara okwigena gutaringe uwa kawaida.
Did he say anywhere that people were dying at Shakahola? He did not. I'll take that up again, my lady. Did he say anywhere that people were dying at Shakahola? He did not. That is a will. When is that will dated?
7 February 2023.
2023. He did not mention anywhere that people were dying at Shakahola.
7 February 2023, my lady.
While we are on that very theme of documentation, there's a diary that you brought before this Honorable Court, exhibit number 114B. I want to finish with the documents, then I go to my two last areas and I finish. That document has already been produced before this Honorable Court. Confirm to this Honorable Court what you're saying is a prayer. What you're reading is a prayer to the Almighty God. Sorry? Mute.
Sorry, my lady, that's our next witness. Okay.
We can't mute because we are recording.
Yes, yes. But the audio can be disabled by
Wancho murigireria na korwa isiko yensi ya Kenya obochori obonene nigo bogenderete ime yenseri ya Buganda litukeriga liarero kirobono abamenyi goitania chimilioni 20 bono bakagire waka chikura che gosikobeka chikura chabo asetebe wikira Chinsa chiarero omorogoba nase ekirogo kerike burai bwense nigo kebwate abarwaniriria 5 abo ase bali bamenyekanete mono ere murai bwense yo ya Uganda moske Yoweri Kaguta Museveni na boigo omoske Chagulanyi oyo manyakanete buna Bobi Wine na boigo na abande 5 nomo abagendete kurwana kuseba kurwanira ikirugo ky'oburayi bwense na boigo amachibu kolengana ne katiba yense yo nigo amachibu abo gose yekirugo kiri ky'oburayi bwense bono abonete kubwatokwa inse ya matuka 3 gose Chinsa 45 oika litukuria Jumamosi okonyora ense ya Uganda yanyare kumanya ningo obonete kubara ase amatuko ari busio. Bemona sana mwancho muligireria gendera gutubwatia ase mitandao yaito yekerero chinsemo cha Facebook na boigo YouTube na Getembe TV ayo naenda mange yenyorera sinchira ere iyo bwikiranu kegima litukoria rero marago ba Chinsa ibere na boigo Chinsa inye kuruka Matildah Obaigwa vene nyaboke kurwase ebimanyererio nere Kevin Ongeri okoretera chibicha neriogi asinchira engikerano yarigane kegima ase umurobelio kubwatia umurobelio rachikoretwa nere MC Emonyo no mugaka onkorogo okebacha ase umurovere manyakanete buna ekuburerane.
Getembe Technical Training Institute nigo ikurwa amegeri jechikosi ao bunabono building and construction kusubwagachi abwasiba kwegeria ubwagachi bw'ikinyumba naboigo ebiwanda ao kurobare ekose ya version design garment na dressmaking gusi obusoni bw'ekiyanga n'ebintu ao